Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another weekly or midweek close this week, because we're gonna do another live stream today talking about CRO, talking about inflation data, talking about what can we expect for the upcoming months, because it has been quite a week so far. So guys, we'll say let's strap in and let's check the charts quickly, because what's been happening today with CRO. And I want to quickly start off with this here. I've made this line here, this quick line down below already for quite a long time, at about 842 for CRO, 8 cents 42, and it's holding on perfectly. It is holding on perfectly so far. So let me bring it out a bit. So the bounce is perfect today. It happened at 2 o'clock. So let's see if we can actually hold on to this level, because after the announcement yesterday, the big announcement for Trump trying to pause the tariffs really with I think about 75 countries, there was a great response not only for CRO but also for the stock market and also for Bitcoin. But today I think reality kicked in as well. Reality kicked in for many countries saying, well, wait a minute, so you're mentioning a pause, but we're still talking about 10% tariffs. And wait a minute, 90-day pause, that's still not like a full stop to the trade war. So people are still a bit scared. We'll see that how it plays out in about 90 days. I think that 90-day period is also a good way to see when can we really continue the bull market again. Anyways, welcome Bjorn as well. Hello Crow fam, strap in. What about 90 days? Let's say the bull market is going to continue in about 90 days. Once we get some more certainty, where are we? Well, if we zoom out a bit more, 90 days, where would that bring us? That is actually quite interesting, because 90 days will bring us to about 3 months further. So today it's April 10th. So then we'll talk about May, June, July. Do we have more certainty in July? That would actually correspond quite nicely as well what we have seen so far for Bitcoin. So if you zoom out even more, let's go to the weekly. What happened here in 2017, for example? This one is not good. Let's go to maybe this. Wait. Nah, this was too new. Let's go to Coinbase. Sure. 2017. Where were we in July? Well, in March it started. In March the uptrend started, but in July, I would say it's the real bull market, the real deal here. When we went from about 2,000 to 20,000. This was the 10x period when a lot of people started to tune in to Bitcoin. From 2,000, one last drop. We went from about 3,000 to 2,000 again. And then we had the big run. So maybe again, from July till December, or maybe even January. That would be very interesting. Anyways, that is just a bit of speculation here. How are you guys doing today? Are you feeling okay? Have you sold? Have you bought? Let me know in the comments down below. And we got also Mish today tuning in. Hey there, greetings from the UK. We can also at least rely on Coinbase to turn up whatever this crazy market does. God bless you. Thank you, man. Strap in. Keep strapping in, dude. Keep strapping in. I mean, the thing is, guys, I made this comparison to 2017 a bit earlier. It is not following perfectly anymore. It is going down a bit too much to my likings. However, it's still somewhat close to it. So let's say we do get a deal. Let's say we do get a deal with China, and markets have a nice rally again, like a bit of a relief rally, like a true V-shaped recovery. Things can, go very quickly to the upside. And the good thing about where we are, in the market, guys, is that we are in a, I would say, politically neutral industry. Crypto is not per se pro-US, not per se pro-Russia, not per se pro-Europe or pro-Africa or pro-Australia or pro-China, it doesn't really matter. Crypto is political neutral. And that is, of course, great in this day and age where you might not want to invest into American bonds or Chinese bonds or EU bonds. You just want to do whatever gold does, right? Gold is used by everyone. So we are in a good spot. The only thing I have to say with this is that I don't know, many people here are probably strapping in for CRO, Cronos. I would say that Cronos is heavily entangled now with the success of the US as well. And I am quite sure that still the US will be the biggest crypto market in 2025 and 2026, but there is a risk there. There is an honest risk there, and especially during these days where I do see Trump doing some weird stuff. It is scary, a bit scary, I would say. It's a bit scary, but in the end, I still think the thesis is right. I think, yeah, America is the first company or first world really that is really going heavy on Bitcoin after, I would say, El Salvador. Let's see what they will do with the Bitcoin reserve though. I think the Bitcoin reserve, how they're going to grow that as well. I think that's the biggest catalyst as well for maybe next part of the bull market. Let's see though. Let's see. Anyway, so let's quickly take a look here at the S&P 500 as well. S&P 500 are the 500 biggest companies in the US. It has been trading like a meme stock. It's been trading like a meme stock, going up, what was it, 9% yesterday, and today again going down a bit more. Having said that, the last few hours seem quite decent. It is a red candle. It is a red candle today so far, but the American stock market still has a few hours left before it closes, so it might close green today. It might close green today. Interesting thing so far. I'm looking at this really more like lower lows or higher lows. Higher lows. I talked about it yesterday in the video as well. You can see somewhat similar here for CRO as well. You can see somewhat similar here for CRO. We're creating these higher lows. This is the 5-minute chart, but you know, from the 7th of April, we've been climbing nicely. We've been climbing nicely. A bit like this here. So this is looking good. And also, I would like to zoom out a bit more because this is on the 5-minute chart, right? So 5-minute chart, don't look at the 5-minute chart. That's the financial advice I can give you. But if you take a look really at what has Cronos really done, what have he done so far? I need to zoom in a bit more. But take a look what we retested. Take a look what we retested last week. We went back to this 3-month downtrend, 4-month downtrend by now, 4-month downtrend. And with this wick, we tested this downtrend. And I think we've proven that we don't want to go below this trend line anymore. Because here you can see it tested it on the day and it went down again. Here again, it tested it went down again. Here again, it tested it went down again. Also here, it tested it went down again. And now, of course, the line is a lot lower, but it doesn't want to go below this downtrend anymore. So that's a good sign. Honestly, a very, very good sign for CRO in this market. So I'm glad to see things like that as well playing out. I was kind of talking about this as well. I mean, in my time to buy video, I think this was the big question. Would we hold about 9 cents, 9 cents 30? We didn't, unfortunately. We went down below it. And then the question was, will we hold this as well? Anyways, good to see you guys. I see XJan, yo. Welcome. And me, myself, is buying as soon as I have some money in my account today. I see so many American people say, I get paid like weekly or 2 weekly. And in the EU, you get paid mainly monthly. But I'm jealous. You guys can really buy the dip when it occurs. I do my DCA typically whenever I get money. That's also why I make my time to buy video typically near the end of the month, because near the end of the month I get paid, right? Or I got paid previously. Yeah, well, I'm a bit jealous. Anyways, welcome me myself. Terry coming in here. Evening Coin Baron and Strap Club fam. Not selling micro, but equally don't want to commit to that 50% lock for a year. we'll probably split everything between DeFi stake and supercharger. I like the supercharger. I made a video, I think it about a year back, but I love the supercharger, guys, because the supercharger is so flexible. It is so flexible. Currently, you get about a 4% return. If you put in your CRO, you get about a 4% return on your money in about a month's time. So you put it in right now, and then during the next month, you will get slowly the supercharger reward, about 4%, so really nice. And you can take it out at any moment. Any moment. The DeFi stake is also good. I love the DeFi stake because it helps you actually get a vote in the whole ecosystem. So that's great. But the negative downside of it is that you have to wait 28 days or even 34 days. I'm not entirely sure anymore. I thought it was 28 days before you can unstake it. So it is not the most flexible. And anyone that doesn't know, or anyone that wasn't here last bull cycle, if you want to make profit this year, if you want to take profit, you need to be quick. You need to be very, very, very quick, because that move to $1, guys, it was only about 1 month. In 1 month, we went from about 20 cents to $1. So if anyone is saying, well, we can't go to $1 anymore, it can happen like next month, and then in about a month's time, we go from 8 cents to like 30, and then maybe a month later, we're at $1. It can go crazy like that. It can go parabolic. It's really the beauty of this market, but also the, I think what makes me sleep bad sometimes, knowing when to take profit or when not to take profit. It's hard with crypto, honestly. And don't be too jealous, though. I'm sure you have more CRO than me. I don't know. I can't look in your portfolio, Mr. Me myself. I'm thinking about diversifying a bit, not selling CRO, but when I get more money, more US dollars, maybe do something more risky. I'm doubting if I should do that myself. If, by the way, you guys want to talk about, you know, how to grow your portfolio, or just have some thoughts as well you want to share, I also have like a Discord. You can find, I think, a link in the description down below. And if you want to like have a discussion there, or, you know, just have a little talk, feel free to join. It's a bit inactive, but I will try to make it more active as well, to do some more talks myself. I love to have a discussion, you know. It's, you know what they say, I think 100 people make more than, no, I don't know what they say. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. Hi, I'm buying this 15. Are you buying on the 15th? Welcome, Sanjay. Haven Pack is saying, well, I probably should start trading CRO a lot more, because I think I got completely like zero freeze on the fees on the exchange. Yeah, it is great. It is absolutely great. So if you guys don't know, there is a way to get 0% fees on CRO on the exchange. It is absolutely great if you want to trade a token. The good thing about CRO as well, it is volatile. So if you want to buy low and sell high, like grid trading, for example, it is a great token to do so. You can do so lovely with CRO, but you can also miss out on some other gains or make losses. So make sure, Haven Pack, you don't. If you're new with trading, I don't know if you've got much experience, but start with a small amount. See if it works for you. Does it work? Double the amount. Does it still work? Double the amount even more. So you slowly get to a point where you feel like you're comfortable, but don't risk it all at once. That's my advice to you. That's what I do myself. Anyways, guys, I think the big narrative for today, let's have a quick talk about this, because this live stream is called inflation data as well. And I think it's a big topic that nobody is really talking about. I mean, the markets are not really responding to the news, but I think it's huge. I honestly think it's huge. Quick hello to Ultra Justin as well. Welcome, Mr. Justin. Also, VDG, welcome. And Sanjay. Buying soon. Let's talk about the news, though. Let's talk about a bit of news here, because US inflation cooled to a 6-month low in March. Today we got the data. Today we got the data here. The US inflation cooled down to about 2.4% in the month of March, going down from about 2.8%. So that is quite a decrease. And I would say for the first time in ages, I think for the first time in about 3 or 4 years, we're talking about a rounded number of 2, the 2% inflation target. Of course, a bit more, 2.4, but if you round it down, it is 2% inflation. We done it. We have done it, guys. It is done. It is done. The only thing, of course, is this is just one data point. This is just one data point, but this is great. Absolutely great. Why is this great? Because, well, typically, if we see a continued downtrend for inflation, there is enough room for the Fed to start lowering rates. So also, if you take a look at what we have here with the Fed Watch tool, here we got the Fed Watch tool. The Fed Watch tool is really the prediction market kinda, or the probabilities for potential rate cut. So currently about 70% is saying no rate cut in the month of May. So May, next month, in about 30 days, we get a new Fed meeting with a decision, lower or remain. Yesterday only 20% was saying, well, we might see a rate cut. Today it increased to 30%. And I think the probability might even raise more. But it isn't really about next month. It isn't really, in my eyes, about next month. It is more about the months coming afterwards. So we talked about early in the stream, we talked about July, right? We talked about July. Let's take a quick peek at what we can expect in July. What can we expect in July? According here to the probabilities of the Fed Watch tool, 54% is expecting about a 3.75% interest rate, 375 basis points. So that is a lot lower than what we expected about a week ago. So this is good data, guys. This is good data. The only fears are still that we have the tariffs. Tariffs might increase prices. But let's see though. I don't know. I think there's of course a big export market. There's a big export market from China. However, what I've seen so far is that many companies have some stock, of course. They have stock. So it's not like tomorrow the prices are going to rise. Once the stock sells out though, it's the question, are you going to refill from China? Are you going to refill from maybe another country? But in the end, you have to remind yourselves as well that even if you refill from another country that's not China, there will be this 10% fees as well, or 10% tariffs. So things might become 10% more expensive, or, and I don't think that's likely, but the companies can also say, well, we're gonna take this 10% hit. But I think that's not really likely. You're welcome, Haven, you're welcome. What's up, Mr. Runner? I love the lion. I love the lion. Suits you beautifully. Also, the monocle, the eye thing, beautiful, beautiful. So Crypto Runner put in about 20% of his CRO into the 15% earn lockup. My man, my man. I'm actually thinking about putting some CRO in the restake. So I currently got the IC White. You can see the IC White in the back. And if you want to restake, you put it in the app for about another year. So similar to the 50% earn lockup. There you also get 8%. You get 8% APY with the card stake. And you get also some other rewards, like for example, the increased Visa rewards. So I was thinking, is that a better deal or is that a worse deal for the IC White Visa? So probably I'm gonna make a video about this if this earn lockup deal is still available. So what's the better thing? What's the better thing? I wanna say one more thing though about what is happening currently with inflation, because what I'm seeing already just today, I don't know if you guys have a gas car, but gasoline prices are going down so quickly now. I think in oil, one bin, or not a bin, it's how do you call it? One barrel of oil. I think it went to $60. And that directly impacts the gasoline price very heavily. So anyone that drives a car will have lower cost of living. Will have lower cost of living. And I also want to mention one more thing. If this is going to really go into a recession, then also there might be this fear that we are going to go into like deflationary environment. So deflationary means costs are going down, prices are going down. And that might sound like a good thing, and I think in the short term it might be a good thing. I don't think that short-term deflation is necessarily bad because all prices have gone up quite heavily. But long-term, economically seen, it's a very bad thing. It's a very bad thing because people will start to hoard more dollars. Why spend if next month it's going to be even cheaper? It's like waiting for Black Friday, because I'm not spending anything in September because I know, or in October, because I know in November we got Black Friday. Why would I buy now if I can buy with discount? That's kind of the theory why deflation is bad. And I think short-term deflation, it's not like anybody really notices. It's not like anyone is going to say next month things are going to be cheap. It's more like a natural effect. But the longer we got deflation, like for example we see in Japan things have been quite deflationary. That's bad for consuming. It's bad for consuming. So let's see. If that's going to be the case, by the way, if that's going to be the case, this is going to change rapidly. The Fed does not want deflation. So if it's going to trend the wrong way, they currently expect higher inflation due to tariffs. But I think this can spiral down quite quickly as well. And then they need to interact. They need to do something very quickly. Maybe even a bigger cut. So currently they expect end of year the terminal rate to be around at 3%, around 3%. Around 3% for interest rates, which is good. I think that's very good. It's still above the 2% target, I would say. Well, not necessarily the target is 2% for the interest rates, but typically if the interest rates are above the inflation, then inflation is going down. And if the interest rates are below inflation, then inflation is going up. Simply said here. So it's still somewhat high, I would say. It's somewhat high. Coin Baron, how is the career search going on? I'm not really looking for a job, Mr. Crypto Runner. I'm trying my luck with YouTube. It's going on so far quite well. I hope you guys don't mind that I make a bit more videos. So trying to do somewhat. I'm trying to make something like daily-ish. That's my job for the coming months. So let's hope we have some fun times ahead of us with Cronos. But let's see. If they offer me a great job at crypto.com, I might want to do that. But it's not like they have anything in my neighborhood here. But yeah, let's see. I do like YouTube. It's fun. Thank you, Blake. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen that the views are going down. So sometimes I'm like, is it a bit too much? Is it a bit too much, Coin Baron? But also I do see the market cooling down. So typically, guys, that's also why I got this sentiment. I got this sentiment check. It's called the social risk indicator. It's called the social risk indicator. Let me check if I can find it. It's a really interesting indicator, by the way. I try to maybe post it a bit more often. Can find it, by the way, on my X profile. Oh, I'm not trying to join the space. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I don't want to boost this. So here it is. Here it is, guys. So here we got the Cronos social risk indicator. It's been going down heavily. And this is actually a great thing. So people are saying, well, Coin Baron, it's only 17. That's bad, right? It's really bad. But it's in the green. I made this green for a reason. The lower the social risk, the better of a buying opportunity it is. the better of a buying opportunity it is. It's a simple fact. It's a really simple fact. But guys, I know in about, let's say near Christmas, I don't know exactly when we're gonna have this peak, but near Christmas, these live streams will have about, I don't know, 500 viewers. Let's say that's going to be the case, because people are going to hear about Cronos, see the opportunity, and they want to make a quick buck, right? So people are coming in always near the end of a bull run. It is very sad. It is very sad. People don't want discounts, but people come in very late. Whenever we reach that number, sell. Please start to sell, because this social risk indicator will be in the red. Because too many people are joining, that means we're coming to an end. It's how simple how it is. It is how simple how it is. Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Blake. It's all about sentiment. It is the right way, doing the same thing, but not with a YouTube channel. What do you do, Bjorn? Do you have like TikTok? Explain to us. What do you do? Bjorn the bullish bear. Hey, what's up, John? What's up? Ah, this is your first loaded lion. Congratulations, dude. I want to do a video about this as well. I don't know if you guys are into the main city game, but there's going to be a land sale. There's going to be a land sale for the new season 3. And if you buy the land, you can also get a loaded lion airdrop. And the lion token has been doing phenomenal. The token. Currently trading at about a 2 billion market cap, fully diluted. So if that's completely fair, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. But it's looking good. It's looking great. Ooh, I'm hoping the housing price to drop at the end of the year, right after I get CRO rich, at least in the USA. This is probably the only chance I will have to own a home. That sounds kind of depressing. Is it that bad, the housing market there, me myself? Is it that bad? I would say I've been noticing here, at least in the Netherlands, the housing market is very much overheated. Very much. I've seen friends of mine trying to save up to buy a home, but unfortunately the house prices just keep growing higher at a higher pace than they can actually save up. So it's a really depressing scene. But this month, the first month I think in a long time, house prices dropped 2%. So I think house prices are going to drop. However, the more we see interest rates dropping as well, the cheaper mortgages are getting as well. So I don't know, it might be a very temporary drop. But yeah, I don't know. It's all about also population growth in an area. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm glad though, guys. Cronos is performing so well. It is performing so well also versus other asset classes. So I would say, I don't have a chart, but for example, CRO versus S&P, CRO is winning. CRO is winning versus the S&P at least the last few days. And I like that. CRO is also winning versus Bitcoin. I'm hoping for like a third wave and then a breakout here for CRO Bitcoin. I'm just really hoping for a bottom here. And the cool thing is we are just above the previous low. We're just above the previous low for CRO Bitcoin. And I love to say that. It is great. Yeah. We had a bounce exactly there. On the growth line. So I'm bullish. I'm getting more and more bullish. And this was a very important touch though. And we still have some ways to go, I would say. It is still relatively low seeing. But also take a look, because Bitcoin is gaining basically against any other altcoin. So every altcoin is losing versus Bitcoin, except Cronos. I love it. Isn't it better to have your CRO unstaked so you can sell? Or you're going to hold for another 4 years? Chances are big you miss a top this cycle. That's the thing. That's the thing, VDG. So I was talking about staking my CRO. The question is, VDG, where will you be in 2030? Like, are you going to commit to the long haul to the CRO because you don't know. I think I want to have a bit of a moon back in the end with CRO anyway. I'm gonna sell. That's I've been very clear about this, guys. I want to be in here for the long term, but also I want to sell. I want to, you know, enjoy life and also try out different ventures because, as you know, I'm currently without a job and I can't live. I can't live without food, unfortunately. I need to bring food to the table here in the family. So yeah, I need to sell. Do not stake everything, but you can also always stake a part. And I think that's also what Crypto Runner mentioned here. So Crypto Runner mentioned, well, I put about 10 to 20% of my CRO into the 50% airdrop or earn lockup. So if you can, you know, do part of it, you know, that's fine. It's fine. YouTube views are down. Ouch. Yeah, it is. It's true. I've been talking about this as well. I've been seeing this, for example, for the crypto report. I've been seeing it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's strange though, because I myself, I don't know if you guys watch like the stock market. We have like something similar to the CNBC Business News or New York Stock Exchange, the open floor. Or, I don't know how these shows are called, but we have like the Amsterdam Stock Exchange show. They're just talking about what's going on with the market, what's going on with Trump, and I love to see what's going on with the markets. And I also try to do a bit more macro. I love it. I love it myself as well. Just seeing just listening to people that have been trading the stock markets for like 30 years or more. They have experienced a lot of these free falls in the S&P, in the stock market, or also in bonds. I'm still learning a bit more about bonds because bonds, I understand they're part of the market, you know, why they're important, but I've never got into it myself. They always say diversify into bonds as well. Don't forget to diversify in bonds. But what I love to see is that also the people in the crypto in the stock market are saying what we're seeing now with the big collapses at this pace, going down from about 6,000 to, let's say, 4,000 here in only a few days. That is new. That is kind of new. The speed at which we can also recover, that's new. Because this day and age, guys, with, for example, your mobile phone, with the internet, it is so easy to trade. It is so easy to trade. And also the market participants has changed. Previously, it was people in suits. Now it's people without suits. Yeah, so it's strange. It can really bounce up and up and down. It's becoming a bit more like crypto because the market participants changed. And also you can feel a bit more emotional trading within the stock market. But I think it's also time for stock trading to become more tokenized, like Chris wants to do. I don't know if you've seen the... I'm going to release part 3 of the AMA deep dive soon. But an important part of that AMA was also tokenization of the stock market. So Crypto.com wants to offer stocks, and they want to do that in a way also that is going to be tokenized. So let's say I buy a stock. Let's say I buy a stock currently. I want to buy Nvidia, and I want to send you one Nvidia stock. It is so hard to do so. It is so hard to do so. Let's say if you go back 400 years, if you go back to the world of pirates and sea traders, you can just give anyone your piece of paper that says you own this amount of part of the company. But if you want to do that now, it's actually quite hard to use the app, go to the app and then send it to somebody else. It's a lot of work. But if you do it tokenized, let's say you do it on the Cronos chain, it's super easy. And you can do it 24/7, not only when the stock market is open. That's, I think, the worst part about the stock market. It's only open for a set amount of time. That needs to change, and I think it's going to change quickly whenever we get the tokenization. And I honestly think that Crypto.com will play a very important role in this. That's also why I'm extra bullish on CRO. So the question is, John, are we bullish? I am bullish. Always. Always. The Godfather. CRO to $1. Certainly, sir. NFA, no financial advice, but it's in the cards. It's in the rainbow chart. But what do you think, Mr. Godfather? How high can we go? Is $1 the top? Is it the low top? Ah, the Prime card. I'm not going to go for the Prime card. That's too it's too much, dude. It's way too much. For anyone who doesn't know, the Prime card is the most luxurious one. It will come with a very exclusive perks, but it will cost you $1 million worth of CRO. $1 million worth of CRO. Has anyone received the airdrop for Lion for placing top 1000 in the last event of Main City? I think I did. The thing about it, Justin, is you got like, I actually don't know. I think you had to do top 1000 for both events, Mr. Justin. You had to do it for season 1 and for season 2. Me myself, yeah, I'm obsessed. Yeah, me too, dude. Me too. Good to hear you're liking the videos though. Thank you very much, Mish. Very important reminder. Mish is saying, don't forget to help a brother out here. Hit the like button. Strap in, guys. Strap in. Crypto Runner VDG, have you... So I have my diamond back, I got my midterm back, my sell back, and you know, the diamond back is in the CDC Visa debit card. I like that too, dude. I like that too. So what is this little thing? Shep is asking here, Mr. Striker. What is this little thing that is displaying the price? This is called a ticker meter. It's a short cable. So currently it's red, meaning it's a red day, red candle today. It's showing the price about 8 cents, 8 cents 40. It can also show, it can also flip from, for example, from Bitcoin to CRO or stock market. It's quite cool. I bought it as a Kickstarter. I supported it back in 2021. I think you can buy it on tickermeter.com. It's not no sponsorship. I just bought it myself. It was cool. I hope it helps, Striker. Hope it helps. 50% is better than my bank return on cash. Yeah, for cash you get like 4% tops. True. Michael's asking about Lion token. I'm afraid the CDC will prioritize Lion instead of CRO. Thoughts? I'm not really that afraid, Mr. Michael. I get it though, because the Lion token, as you can see here, has also been launched by crypto.com. I think there's room for both in this market, but what I want to show you is quickly this. Let's go to Chris account. Chris Masterlack is the CEO of crypto.com. As long as Chris is not showing $Lion in his account, so here you got Chris Masterlack. He's saying $CRO and $Bitcoin. Whenever it also shows $Lion, you might become more afraid. But now I do think it's clear that, you know, CRO is still the focus. CRO is still the focus. It might dilute a little bit though. It might dilute a little bit, but I think it's only a small part of their resources. Cool though. I do see that Chris follows me now. I don't know. Sometimes it looks like Chris unfollows me and then follows me back again. I don't know. I'm not, again, I'm not like an ambassador for crypto.com. I don't get paid by crypto.com. I do get paid if anyone subscribes for the cards for me, but other than that, I get nothing. I get absolutely nothing. So if they do something bad, I will always say it. But Chris is a good guy. I like how stoic Chris is. Chris is always like, he never sounds like very enthusiastic. He's always very, very basic, very neutral. Chris knows greatness when he sees it. Yeah. Crow Baron. It is crazy though that Lion over to CRO in market cap. Okay, it was brief, but how much further can Lion go? I actually made a video about this, Mish. I made a video about this. It is not entirely true. It is not entirely true. The market cap. You have to take a look also at what Lion themselves post. The market cap of Lion is the fully diluted market cap, and you never should you never should compare the fully diluted FDV versus the circulating supply market cap. So here we go. For example, here we can see they're always talking about the fully diluted value, 2.5 billion fully diluted. If you would compare it to the CRO fully diluted value, currently it's about 3 billion, a bit more even. Actually, it's a lot more. We can take a look quickly at what it shows, because I think the fully diluted value, it's crazy now for Cronos. I always compare the circulating supply versus the total supply. Let me check quickly what it shows. So Cronos dropped a bit to 38. But yeah, the fully diluted value is 8. It's 8. That is though due to the mint as well. But yeah, we're talking about a fully diluted value of 8 billion. That sounds quite crazy, actually. Quite crazy. Here you can also see they updated the max supply quite recently on CoinMarketCap. And now it also shows the circulating supply. But check out the video. I think that might make things a bit more clear. But it's also about why the... I think the Lion token, it shows 100% in circulation, but that's not the case. It is simply not the case. Trump said China wants to make a deal and inflation is down. How come the market reacting like this? Did they just tweet something? Unfortunately, he doesn't really post much on X. Donald Trump on... Let me check social, True Social. I hate it. He has his own social media accounts or own social media company. Did he post something new? Trump news. 37 minutes ago. It's too much to read. He makes really long posts. What I love though, I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't think I saw it yesterday, but I think he made a post 6 hours ago. Inflation is down. Inflation is down. Interesting. I like those tweets. Very simple words. He's tweeting a lot though. Beautiful, beautiful. I think it was Trump saying about... Here it is, here it is. I love this one. I love this one. Just before he released the news of the tariffs going on a pause, he said, this is a great time to buy. This is a great time to buy. He just gave us a signal about 3 hours. 3 hours before this move. Before this move of the S&P. So 3 hours before we went up. About here, he said, this is a great time to buy. I love that. This man is he can manipulate the markets like he wants. Smash the like, I'm bullish. Don't forget to smash the like button, boys. Mary, when moon, sir? Well, Mr. Khan, I think Mary is much correlated with CRO. So I still believe CRO will get a moonshot in, let's say, November, December. So Mary, also moon in December. Universal strapping in from California. Welcome, welcome. Also, nobody, welcome. Good afternoon, good evening. Guys, we do this stream every Thursday and every Sunday at 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. 9 p.m. Amsterdam time. Currently, it's 7 p.m. UTC, Universal time. But yeah. So check in, strap in, I would say. The markets are not really doing much. That's the honest answer though currently, guys. It's still waiting. It's like we talked about earlier, it's all about uncertainty. It's all about uncertainty. And even though they're talking about deals now, the conflict, I would say, with China is only escalating more and more. Only escalating more and more. And I don't know, did you guys play Black Ops? I don't know if you guys are any gamers, but Black Ops is a Call of Duty game. And the single player, I don't want to spoil anything, but the single player campaign, it plays in 2025. I think the game released in 2012 something. But they talk about a setting in 2025. And the the conflict there, it was also conflict between China and the USA, because China refused to actually sell more minerals, very important minerals that we, for example, use in batteries or I think even nuclear. So some people are saying, well, did Call of Duty predict something? Are we going to see a war escalate? Some people are actually afraid that this trade conflict can escalate more and more. I think it is not something that China wants. China doesn't really care for conflicts. They are really, since the ancient times, really more about what's happening within China. They don't really care about what's happening outside of China, except though if it hurts their trade. Trade is the only thing they really care about. That's what they really care about. But yeah. Kelly in the house, welcome Fitting Crypto. Part of the Crow and Burn will be used to combine Lion and Crow. How would that work, Con? How would that work? Let me explain me. Oh yeah, Black Ops 1 was amazing. The numbers. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? I love it, I love it. Yeah, actually, if you go back to my YouTube channel, my first video ever on this channel, on this exact channel, that was the Black Ops 1 campaign. Don't watch it, guys. It's too bad, but it's just a bit of history of this channel. Yeah, Bitcoin is going up a bit today. It's not too bad. The SPX is also going up. So what I'm seeing is so far quite bullish. No way. Are you still playing on the PlayStation 3? You know what was great about the PlayStation 3 era? It was the first era to really play console games on the internet with absolute strangers. Previously, it was all only about split screen, but you know, whenever you could connect with Wi-Fi, that really changed the game there. I think the PlayStation 2 and also the Xbox had capabilities of going online, but nobody used it. I think you needed like an extra dongle, but I think it was built into the PlayStation 3 and also built into the Xbox. Oh, guys, this is, by the way, beautiful. This is beautiful. I've been talking about this a lot. This is the DXY. This is the DXY. So what is it? This is saying, this is the breakdown of DXY. This means that the dollar is becoming worth less and less and less in comparison, for example, to the euro, or in comparison to the Chinese yuan, or in comparison to basically any currency, maybe the Mexican pesos even. But I want to show you this one. So euro versus dollar, for example, euro USD. It is very clear that whenever DXY is going down, this is going up, right? So this is the correlation you can see. So DXY going down is also bullish for Bitcoin and for all other currencies. And why is that? Well, typically Bitcoin is denominated in dollars. So if the dollar is becoming worth less and less and less, then if nothing is going negative for Bitcoin, then the Bitcoin is going up. It's that easy. And it can also spiral a bit into some positive price momentum. Let's say it goes up with about 2%. Let's say the DXY, the dollar, becomes worth 1% less, then Bitcoin automatically becomes worth 1% more. And if we get that for a prolonged time, it can also kind of start like a bit of a bull momentum for Bitcoin. So I'm kind of waiting for that, for one more final big collapse. I've been talking about this for a long time. This line here, this line in the sand, this is what I'm waiting for. And I also want to say, guys, this makes sense. I think this is all the plan of Trump as well. If you've been listening to also what people like Scott Bassin have been talking about, so Scott Bassin is part of the Trump administration. And with the high dollar valuation, it is very expensive to export. It is very expensive to export. If you want to buy anything American, you need to pay in dollars, and dollars are expensive. So if you bring down the dollar a bit, if you can buy more American goods with your euro, for example, that makes importing from the US a lot more interesting. Who's going to stop Trump from sharing inside info? I don't know, man. I think nobody wants to challenge Trump. I think actually that, you know, what is interesting is that you saw Musk Musk was challenging Trump a bit about the tariffs because tariffs directly hurted Musk and also Tesla, of course. And I think Trump was like, no, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. That was really bad for Musk. They started as the best friends, and now I think, yeah, it's not best friends anymore. By the time his presidency is over and put him in the front of a judge, he will be a very old man. He will never go to prison. No, of course, no. Trump is safe for life. He's safe for life. Oh, Crypto Run has a Switch. What about the Nintendo Wii though? The Wii. That's the best console I ever owned. Going from like sitting down with like a controller to like movement with a Wii controller, that was cool, man. Playing the bowling game, playing the tennis. Oh, great times. I also got a Switch though. I got a Switch for the exclusives like Mario Kart. Would you guys like an interactive Mario Kart stream? If nothing is happening, we can do maybe a Mario Kart Crow stream, and the winner gets like a few Crow. I don't know. We can maybe do something like that. How's Crow doing? Yeah, Crow is still holding on, guys. Today it's about 8.4, 8.5. The question is, I think, will it hold on to this uptrend? So far it is. Let's go back to the 4 hour to show where it is currently. So it's right at this growth line. It's right at this growth line here for Crow. It needs to hold on to this. If it holds on, like it also holds on, for example, to the rainbow chart, it is good. It is good. If there's like a breakdown, if there's like a big escalation for the China tariff as well, then it might break down. That's also why I'm not entirely sure. You know, we're out of the woods yet. You know, I'm cheap because I'm poor, scraping every penny together for about 4 years to buy more Crow. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the PS3 in my opinion as well. I honestly think the leap from graphics are becoming worse and worse. I don't really see the difference between the PS4 games and the PS5 games anymore. I mean, they've become that good already. And I haven't played the PS3 in a long time. I think it's an old console by now, but if I think back about, I think GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto, it was already available on the PS3 and it's still available on the PS5. So, I mean, there are still great games there. I love GTA 5. It was great. My all-time favorite though is still San Andreas. Definitely my all-time favorite. Michael is playing Pokemon Emerald though. And the gay boy. I love it, man. My first Pokemon game was, I need to think. I think it was Diamond versus Pearl. And I got the Pearl edition and my brother got the Diamond edition. I still don't really understand why they have like two versions. I know every game has like one special Pokemon, but I never really used the trading system between the... So you could like buy a system to trade between the two consoles. I never really did that myself. Yeah, Crypto is saying, well, CRO is the only crypto you really need. I do think it's okay to also diversify a bit, but yeah, I think for the gains it's fine. But no financial advice, of course. I'm actually a sister, not that many women into crypto it seems, but I'm one. Okay, man. Yeah, girl, woman, sister. There are actually quite a few. I thought we had Emma in here just a bit earlier. I'm glad though. If I see my statistics, it's indeed like 99% men and it's like 1% women. But that's, I think, good. I mean, no matter the gender, it's all about financial freedom in the end. It's all about financial freedom. Have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, I did, but I never really understood it, right? I saw the anime or the cartoon, but I never really got into the games myself because there are so many different counters or ways to damage or blocks or traps, or I don't know. It's too much. Too much. So once the credit cards are announced, do you think it will have a big effect on the price of CRO? Yes, that's actually, I think, a big one. It's also a big one. I don't think many people talk about it, but I don't really live in the US. I don't live in the US. I am used to debit cards. Debit cards are the bread and butter in the EU. Are the bread and butter. But from what I hear, is that everyone in the US uses credit cards. Credit cards, credit cards, credit cards. And credit cards, apparently, and I don't know, we don't really have those here, they already have quite decent rewards for users. But honestly, looking at what they can offer at crypto.com, they do offer great rewards as well. So if it is just a bit better than what you can earn, for example, with the, I lost the names. I think you got like a Centurion card, or you get like the, I don't know how they are called. American Express has a few great cards. You got a few other banks as well offering great cards. But if they offer something that is even more enticing than what they can already get, you know, with those Amex cards or anything else, people might switch over. That's a big market. I've been looking a bit into Graham Stephan. Is it called Graham Stephan? He's a YouTuber and he's been big on those credit cards. People want to buy everything if they can just get a little bit of an advantage with, for example, free traveling or free flights or whatever it's called. The air miles is a big thing as well. Hey Legacy, how's your arm? And it's actually going quite well. It's quite well. I'm honestly going to strap in soon again. Guys. Actually strapping in. It's about time, isn't it? It's about time, isn't it? Ooh, actually, is talking about the weekly MACD. The weekly MACD. Oh, but yeah, the question was, do you think it has any effect on the price? I think it will. So if people are wanting to swap to a new credit card based on the rewards, that requires a CRO buy. So if they want to get into the cards, they need to buy CRO, and more buyers, more buy pressure means price going up. So let's quickly go to XGen. He's talking here about the one and only MACD. It's an indicator we use on the crypto charts. Can be Bitcoin, it can be Cronos, it can be XRP, but it can also be the S&P 500. MACD is the moving average divergence, the moving average convergence versus divergence. So you can see there are a few lines here. But what you can see is that it has red periods and green periods, and slowly, very slowly, I should say that, it seems it's flipping into the green. That's why I'm long-term bullish on this. I want to remind you though, sometimes it can take a bit longer than you might expect. So here you can see it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks. After just, typically it's more like in a mirror, right? You get like this amount of green, then this amount of light green. It's a bit like a mirror. But sometimes the red takes a bit longer. I would say typically red takes a bit longer to play out. But it looks great. It honestly looks great. So what do the credit cards have to do with CRO? Well, you have to buy CRO. You have to lock up CRO. You cannot sell CRO as long as you're actively staked for the credit card. Coinbaron, how long do you think until tariffs stop and inflation goes down? I think there's 90 days. Then the 90-day period is going to be very important. Inflation is already going down. We talked about it a bit earlier, Legacy. But inflation is going down, according to the data. We can see here the reports. It went to a 6-month low in March. 2.4% in March. So inflation is going down. It's a great sign. But the only thing I have to say here is, by the way, it's below expectations. Below expectation. They expected 2.5. In actuality, it was 2.4. If the oil price remains this low, Brent oil, maybe I can quickly bring it up here. Brent oil. Brent crude oil, yes. Oh, it's crazy. It went up a bit today, but the lower the Brent oil prices, the lower gasoline cost is, the lower energy cost is, the lower anything is. And gasoline is a big part of inflation. Energy is a big part of inflation. So the lower this is, the higher chances we also get lower inflation. So I've been seeing a few tweets from Trump, and I do agree with that. If oil is the basic for many inflation numbers. Where is it? Where is it? He tweeted about it today. Somebody pointed out to me earlier. This is also interesting. He just keeps saying, well, what a day, but more great days coming. I do hope Trump is right about this. I do hope. But yeah, there it is. Inflation is down. And he's right, of course. Data supports this argument, but it's only one data point. We need more data points. And that's exactly, guys, what Jerome Powell will say. So we've been talking about this. We have these FAB meetings. The next one will be on the 7th of May. Currently, majority saying no rate cut. But in June, there will be a rate cut. But let's say we get another data point. We're going to get another data point in the end of May. That again shows lower numbers. It might be an extra reason for the Fed to cut. I sold my CRO when we pumped about 11.5 cents. Bought back at 8 cents though. And the profit went into AVAX. I like that, dude. Buy the dip or buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Clever though to do that. It's dangerous though, man. You had a good eye for it. Good feeling there. Again, there were a few indicators also pointing out to the same. If you take a look, for example, at the daily, some daily indicators for CRO. So not this one. Maybe if you go to the daily, I don't know. No, on the daily, I think you have to pick something like the another indicator is the RSI, relative strength index. Maybe it works. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, there you can. It's. I think it was that pump. I'm not entirely sure. So there was one point here at the RSI that it went to the top, and I think that was the pump to about 11 cents, or 12 cents even. So if you sold about here, that was clever. Unfortunately, guys, these indicators are not perfect. Sometimes they go above it. They go above the levels, above the targets here. And you don't know how high they can fly. So that's the big problem about it. That's the big problem. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, anyways. So today, not much happening. Bitcoin at the moment is going up a bit. S&P, it might be going a bit more positive as the day ends. You see a bit more green candles today. A bit more. I still believe we have seen the worst. That's my overall take. I think we've seen the worst. The overall, anxiousness about what can happen with these tariffs. It's kind of gone. We kind of know it's all about trying to fight China and also get it like a deal. They want to get a deal. I mean, the 10% that's probably going to stay. I think the 10% is going to stay. That will be the new baseline. 10% is okay, I guess. It's going to make things a bit more expensive, but also not too much. I mean, in all honesty, we have seen a lot of these tariffs in the past as well. There are already many active tariffs between many countries, so 10% sounds like a lot. It really isn't in the end. It's not going to change like the global supply chains, I think. But it's going to be interesting the next few days. Will we have seen this actual bottom? Is it going to be the bottom? Is there going to be a lot of lag down? Traditionally saying, I would say this is a nice bottom. This is a very nice bottom. If you compare it to how low we went, from the top, we went to about minus 20%. How low did we go here? Trump won. also about minus 20%. So I've been talking about this earlier. I've been tweeting about this. It's a perfect repeat of what happened in Trump 1. Oh, you couldn't see it. That's unfortunate. It's perfectly repeating what happened in Trump 1 here back in 2018, minus 20%, and also here minus 20%. So it can continue higher from this point onward. That's my overall take on the market, though. But of course, no financial advice. Let's see how CRO will perform. I think it's going to perform crazy throughout the years. But guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow, new video, by the way. AMA part 3. So check it out. We'll be live tomorrow. And then I will be back Sunday with a new weekly close. So check in then, guys. Have a good one. Strap in, hit the like button, and see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.